Now comes whether this is enough of a deterrence. I think that's something which we need to ponder about, because we had Balakot and we still had recurrence. We got a few years of time. But I think it's important to reinforce this message, because the scale now has been bigger than what it was at the Balakot strikes or surgical strikes. We have hit at the targets which you had mentioned, including the fount of Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. These are the basic sort of founts of terrorism, in not only in Kashmir but all over India. So the messaging has gone loud and clear, but I think we need to reinforce it somewhere that, you know, it's not a case of managing terror anymore, in my view. I think it's time that the terror sanctuaries are eradicated, and there's a difference. Managing means you accept it, you know, some terror attack will happen on you and then you manage it for a few more years and come. But I think the message has to go deeper, to be honest. That this is excellent. What we did was precise, good.
Are you saying that there is a potential of upscaling?
Well, this is something which has to be done very responsibly. I would say ideally that would be the case, but then you have to make a lot of take in all the other factors which come into it. As you can see that on counter-terror, we are going to have global support. But if one escalates or goes beyond it, we may not do this. So we'll have to keep that in mind. So ideally, I would say more needs to be done, but whether that is possible in the given scenario, we don't know. There's so many imponderables here. You know, we have, for us, this is it. The NSA has spoken to his counterparts, and he has very much conveyed that we are not interested in escalation. But if the Pakistan side starts countering this with an attack on India, then escalation is also possible, and that opens its own possibilities, which I don't want to speculate right now.
That I think was made clear in the press briefing also, that if there is a misadventure from Pakistan, then there is a threat of escalation.
Absolutely. So, and India has factored that in, the possibility of escalation, and is prepared for an escalation, but does not want an escalation to take place. So the ball is now precisely in Pakistan's court. If Pakistan can somehow verifiably demonstrate that this is it, and all sanctuaries of terror are going to be closed from their side, that's a different situation as well.
That hasn't happened in 30 plus years.
It hasn't happened in 30 or plus years. That's why my skepticism, whether we have done a fantastic job, I think, for what happened. It is just not the military strike, but military strike took place in a certain context. We had the Indus Waters Treaty being suspended, which had a deep psychological impact, not only on the Pakistani established, but I think the national morale went down, which created fertile ground for us to do what we did this morning. So it has been a 360-degree approach. We have opened out the diplomatic track all over the world, which has gone in our favor, including the United Nations and key countries like Russia, United States. And NSA has even talked to China today. The Chinese statement has not been bad, by the way. I just went over that as well. So it's so far so good. But the question then, Munmun, is again this: will this deter Pakistan permanently or not? I think that's still an open question. But we have definitely sent a message